everyone. This is Squeaks. I think. I'm pretty sure. Squeaks is kind of this like hive mind identity at this point. It's a little nebulous. Who exactly is Squeaks? Are we Squeaks?
Squeaks is a state of mind.
We Squeaks. Either way, I am here today.
Squeaks we stand.
In Squeaks we stand. I love that. Okay. Either way, well, I actually am currently in the state of Squeakadeeks or Squeakadeek cosplay, and today I'm going to be doing a video tutorial and demonstration of my female to male makeup. You can use this both for everyday makeup and also for cosplay. That's the way I kind of framed it. I didn't want it to be too dramatic that like it can only look good in photos for cosplay. You can also wear it if you're buying some chips or you're taking a bus ride or you're just going about your day. It's mostly intended to be like a way to make your face look more masculine. So I'm just going to get started. First thing I'm going to do is take off the glasses, and now I'm no longer Clark Kent. And I also can no longer see.
Oh my God, Superman, it was you the whole time?
Squeaks has always been. It has always been Squeaks. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a wig cap, as I have just done. Typically, if I'm going to a con, I will do things like snaps and bobby pins. I'll also put on 2 wig caps. The reason being, like, your wig will only ever be as secure as your wig cap. If your wig cap ain't, like, if that's, like, loose, then your wig is gonna be loose. Like, the more secure your foundation is, the more secure the wig is. Although I'm not gonna put on the wig till actually the end. And the first thing or the second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take off my eyeliner. I'm honestly not wearing a lot of other makeup other than this. This is pretty much the only thing that I do to try to, like, appeal a little bit more appealing in my day-to-day life. And I'll also talk about that later, because I've seen that like a lot of cosplayers will actually do eyeliner for guys, and there's like some certain tips and little like tricks to do that, because it's not the same that you would want to do for female eyeliner. Because I'm also going to talk about like the difference between male makeup and female makeup, because there's like some really funky and cool things going on. Oh boy. Okay, I was super worried, because like when I've done this before, my hands have just been greasy boys. They've been slippery, and like I haven't been able to open anything. Like I'm pretty sure
I can use my dry hands to open stuff for you.
That would be wonderful, because it's like I'm pretty sure that if I had to live alone, I would be dead in like 3 days, because I couldn't open up my doorknob, and I would just be trapped in there until I slowly died, which is honestly the dream.
I mean, you're right. That's can you surpass that? No, you really can't.
It's the biggest mood of all. So this is chia seed oil face serum, which is a little concerning. I don't like the had to use serum. It's a little unsettling, but I love this stuff. Like, I've been using it pretty consistently. I have pretty good skin. Like, I don't, like, honestly, I should have terrible skin. I touch my face constantly. I barely drink any water. I eat like salty, sweet foods, but my face is like good, fam, for the most part. I mean, there's some parts that are like whatever, but like I ain't complaining. So I use this stuff to just kind of like let my face be a little bit moist, because putting on any type of makeup automatically is going to dry your face out a lot.
You've got a hair right on your face.
Can you hand me the baby?
The baby skin?
The baby skin.
The baby skin.
No, actually,
this is made of real babies?
No, I
Only
mean
the freshest.
I mean the actual literal baby that's down there. No. Although I did have a dream about a baby last night, and it was kind of unsettling, but let's not get into dream lore just yet. Although I am really happy. I am like super happy and kind of weirded out, because like one of my favorite things is when people will tell me that I appeared in their dreams, because usually it is like the wildest shenanigans ever, and I'm just like, damn, dream Squeaks, she's on it. And like,
she's in the Squeak state of mind.
And there's like this other super weird thing, like somebody found a photo that wasn't me, but it looked literally verbatim like me, except I wasn't wearing pants, which is strange, because like I always wear pants, always. Even sleep, I wear sleep jeans.
Sleep jeans.
But yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm using the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I like this because it creates a smooth foundation for my face, so when I'm putting on foundation, a couple things. One, I don't have to use as much, because the stuff that gets on there, it stays on there. And 2, it just in general makes your face a lot smoother. They recommend using about a pea-sized amount of it, but I am a hedonistic bastard, and I just love applying way more than I need, because that's the kind of lifestyle I live. Can you hand me those 2 tubes of juice? Actually, wait, no, little tube. Little tube. Little tube. That's the little tube.
The baby tube.
So this is concealer. Like I said, I don't have like a lot of super problematic areas, but like I have enough that like, why not? So I'm just gonna kind of put it on certain areas that tend to get a little bit red, or then I might have acne. Like I have some acne on my forehead, on my chin, about under here. Another thing that I'll commonly do is I'll also do the inside corners of my eyes, especially because like for some reason the inner corners of my eye, they're just dark as hell. I don't know why.
It's the depression.
It's the literal depression, both the mental, emotional depression, and also the depression is on my face. It's a double whammy. Yeah, I love that thing where the guy, he was like talking about like, he was like, I show up to the city, I just can't stop crying. I thought it was allergies. Surprise, depression. Like I swear, that is like the biggest mood. Okay, now you can hand me those 2 tubes.
The boys.
Yeah, here come the boys. So now I'm gonna start doing contouring. I do like my contouring in a really weird way. I also do it extremely wastefully, and I know there's more efficient ways to do this. Like I said, I'm a hedonistic bastard. It's capitalism, damn it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do sharp faces, or sharp angles. A big difference between female contouring and male contouring is all sharp, angular things. Like you still do blending, but it's not like a curve like you would typically do for female contouring, or it's like a thin line, everything is sharp and dramatic. So what I also tend to do is I kind of suck in my cheek and I sort of augment my jaw. So I can see that straight line a little bit better. And I know that this looks like less than ideal, but don't worry, I'm gonna do some serious shenanigans with this. Do that line. I'm also gonna go underneath my chin. Like I'm lucky because I can see, I have a really defined part where here's my face. Like I have a very defined seam of where my face attaches to my body when I was made in the factory. But like I have a really defined like line between my chin and like where it connects to my neck. And so I kind of augment that. And then I'm gonna blend all of this, yeah.
You sure you don't want to leave it like that?
The look. It's the look. I'm trying to think of a character that like where this would look good.
JoJo?
Sans Undertale.
Sans Undertale, that's it.
Here, okay guys, here's my Sans Undertale. So I'm also gonna go, so I'm gonna highlight, there's specific points where I'm doing, obviously my cheeks, I want that to be more angular. I'm gonna do my chin, because like having a big pronounced chin, that's the good stuff. And also, unlike female contouring where you're making your nose thinner and smaller, for male, you want to make it big. Make it big. You want to make that thing a star. Superstar.
I'm sure there's some analogy between big noses and the peni.
Oh no.
I'm sure
he's got a big nose. You know what that means.
You know what that means.
He smells good. And another weird thing that not a lot of people think, or like I was super surprised about, but actually you want to darken your upper lip. I thought that was like, that's the weirdest thing. I was like, is that like supposed to be like a mustache? But I don't think so, but it just does look, it just looks good with the face. And another thing I forgot to do, which was having a pink, like really pink and pronounced lips is a very feminine feature. And this is one of those things where like the opposite is true for men. So if you don't want to have like pink, pronounced, red, fleshy lips, you want to look like a corpse. Not exactly, but you do want to cover up your lips so that they're not as pink, because that is a very feminine feature. Because everybody knows men have no color.
Men don't actually have lips.
Also true. They also don't have teeth. Most people don't know that.
Yeah, there's actually no nose hair in there either.
How do they smell?
No, they got noses. They're the big noses, remember?
Obviously big
but they don't have the hair in it. So there's less blocking them, so they can actually smell amazing.
I wonder,
like, are you making a hot dog a mile away? They can smell it.
Oh shit. But I wonder if there could be like a business of people who were like nose hair trimmers, like nose hair barbers. Gotta be precise. Barbers. They gotta. So something I'm doing right now is I'm kind of accenting a little bit of this contour. There's a concept that I kind of coined, although I'm sure somebody else uses it, called a loose contour, which is like when you have just like this is a loose contour. It is just a dark line. There's no highlights around it. It's just kind of slapped there on my face. But doing these lines, this is what I consider to be like a proper contour because there's contrast. And so, like the reason I do this is because it makes the shadows pop out a lot more. And another thing, like a way to make your nose look bigger is to do the middle line. I actually don't like, I do a really weird thing with doing this cream stuff, like I'm sure you can probably see in glorious HD, that it looks kind of greasy, and that is true, it does. However, I got a trick up my sleeve, secret. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking this beauty blender. This is the one that I've used most recently. Okay, there's also this really weird thing. Sometimes they use beauty blenders to also apply face paint, and if you get them wet, they swell up like crazy, and they just become, yeah, it's super wild, but it's also kind of concerning to watch.
Like those things, like if you put like a tiny animal in water, then it'll blow up to a
it kind
big
of is,
animal
but
in
it's
water.
just a little bit more concerning to watch. I'm gonna actually move this little mirror a little bit closer. So all that I'm doing right now is I'm trying to blend things. I'm trying to get things in a place where they look a little bit more natural and a little bit more kind of hewned in. You can kind of already see that like a lot of the greasiness is being diluted, absorbed by this egg. Oh, this would be a weird egg.
The apparently swelling egg.
Well, I haven't
taken in that
like this is like my recently this has been my good one, so I don't do it with that. But like I bought some super cheap ones.
Ooh.
And those ones, they're wild. Part of the reason why like I like not doing face paint, because it's like actually in the original tutorial I was doing face paint, but super annoying about like especially water-based face paint is that it's weather dependent. Like if it's it's like I think like you might remember like if somebody like took a shower in the bathroom before,
oh man,
the paint wouldn't stick because it's water-based. I gotta kiss that egg.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Yeah, I remember those good old Homestuck days.
Oh god, the Homestuck days. Although, yes, okay, I've noticed this really weird thing where the Homestuck cosplayers who still actively do it on cons are either very, very good, or they're just like the way that it used to be. And I think that's super cool, because like I know a friend who still does it, and she does it very, very well. And I actually like, okay, I have to say this, like it is still a good, like there's good content, and there's a reason it was so popular. It's just like, also, like, looking at, like, the stuff for Hive Swap, it looks super cute.
It does.
It looks super cute.
I've been tempted to get it, but
like, okay, like, the little, I don't know how to pronounce his name because it's got an X, and, like, God, like, the fact that I can pronounce my own name is a miracle.
The new little troll kid?
Yeah. So this is my base. Ooh, should I do my neck, too? Because, like, that's kind of important.
Yeah, on this side.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot about that. Oh. I was supposed to say that.
No swears.
No, if it's PG-13, this is the one I'm allowed.
The one you're allowed.
This is the one single, I was about to say it again right there, the one single beepus. I'll just use beepus instead.
How beepin' dare you?
Okay, like, okay, so I don't, in general, like updating my phone because I think that Steve Jobs is trying to kill me every time that I do.
His ghost is still haunting you.
Yeah, but I made the recent phone update. It lets me do this thing where I can just like spam somebody with a word. So I'll just like do
Why did they make that? What's the function?
Well, okay, so it's not like they'll send somebody like 20 texts. It's like this one text will be like a swarm of words and like a big word confetti balloon thing.
Oh, what? I want that.
Yeah, so I've just been sending everybody just beepus. But okay, so what I just did here is I accented this part to make my middle throat column more defined, so if somebody wants to rib out my jugular, they have a clearer shot.
That's the real goal of this.
Just take the shot. And in general, just kind of accent down here, make sure that you have a defined, I'm actually gonna add just a little bit of concealer. Guess who's got greasy hands?
Oh, is it a twist off?
I'm a grease baby.
Is it a twist?
Yes, I think.
Twist.
Anything is a twist off. Try hard enough.
That's true. You got me there.
So I'm just gonna start accenting here.
Natural buff. Is this gonna make you rip?
Hell yeah, it is. This is actually my gym routine. I used to go to the gym. I used to be like super serious about it. And then I died. And ghost
stairs.
Yeah, and then ghost routines just are a little bit different. Okay, so now I can start doing powdery stuff. Can I?
Can you? I don't know.
Well, I
You're the expert.
I actually gotta be sure because like I'm not used to this lighting Honestly, my house is kind of like in a dark abyss. Like we just don't have good lighting. We live in a swamp in the middle of some trees. So I almost never have this good of lighting.
Check your neighbor.
Oh God, no, okay. So since I do live in a swamp and we have some rowdy neighbor kids, a fun thing that'll happen pretty frequently is the neighbor kids will come after, and like I can legitimately say, get out of my swamp, because that is actually what is happening. Okay, I've only had to do that once or twice, but that's
you
still,
had the experience.
it's still enough to satisfy me. What brush do I want?
I don't know, that's up to you.
I think I want this guy.
That guy? That little boy?
So I'm gonna, actually, should I do, no, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do big blocky areas first.
All
So I'm
right.
gonna take this, and then,
Sorry.
so what I'm kind of doing is I'm taking a darker tone and a lighter tone. Something that I've seen can happen when people do female to male is that they'll either do something with too cool of a tone or too warm of a tone, and it can just look a little bit overproduced, is probably the way I would say, or over dramatic in such a way that it just doesn't look natural. Because what I'm really trying to do is make something that looks natural enough that people really can't tell that you're wearing makeup. So that's kind of the goal. When I used to do this, I used to do my eyes way too heavily, and it kind of looked like I had lived in the garbage for the past 3 years. I don't know why doing that to your eyes has that effect, but like I looked at myself and I'm like, I look like a rat man. Okay. I mean, it can be a look that you could want, I guess.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're going for.
Trash people is in these days.
Everybody wants that trash. Thinking, look at you, junk rat.
God, like if you like are looking to cosplay Junkrat, there's so much eye makeup.
I know, like he actually has a lot of makeup.
Yeah, I bet he uses like.
Do you think he went to beauty school? Can I get that sharp boy on the?
I don't know which sharp.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
There wasn't specific sharp.
I mean, there's several boys over here.
I think I'm gonna use my contour kit. I don't. This is the one surviving contour kit. I actually had a better one, but that was the one that it got beamed.
No, not
beamed.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Hanzo and Genji wear eyeliner because
Oh,
their eyes look too good.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm doing a sharper line to make it more dramatic and more defined. However, I am going to go back over this. A lot of what like doing this type of makeup is laying something down, going over it, but just a little bit. It's kind of like drawing. Actually, it's pretty akin to drawing. Like, you'll make a sketch of something and then you'll like rub it off just enough so you can see the framework of it. It's kind of similar to what I'm doing.
Drawing on your face.
Heck yeah, like actually that's kind of how I think about cosplay, or not cosplay, like makeup. It's kind of like painting on your face.
Yeah.
Because it's actually, there's a lot of similar things going on. And make this a little bit warmer. Actually, I'll get to that part later. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start doing fine detailing. So this is what this little boy. This is actually a medium boy. Medium boy.
A youth.
I'm gonna kind of take some of these colors, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like define my chin to make it pop. And I'm actually kind of lucky because I have two natural features that I like to accent because they like make me look gruff. I actually naturally have a cleft chin, and that is like a pain in the ass when I'm doing female cosplays. When I'm doing male cosplays, it's like a blessing from heaven. So first I'm gonna start with a very dark area. I'm gonna kind of rough this out and get some lighter tones. And then I'm kind of going through my chin. I might kind of angle this a little bit more this way so it's not looking like I'm just like looking off into space. Hey, didn't tell you to do that.
Oh no!
Didn't.
Everything's going wrong.
You're gonna be sent to the banishment zone.
The banishment zone?
Yeah. Because of copyright reasons, I can't say the
Copyright reasons. Yu-Gi-Oh's gonna come after you.
Me personally.
Yu-Gi-Oh's legal team, because they have one, is gonna come after you.
Oh, okay, I'm trying to remember. I saw something very funny about Yu-Gi-Oh! It was very funny.
Very funny?
It was an incredibly funny thing that I saw about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm mostly doing this because like I was gonna tell you what it was, but then I completely forgot about what it actually was.
That's fair.
But it was very funny. I laughed at it.
What is the name of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Banishment zone? Because I can't remember.
The Shadow Realm.
Shadow Realm, that's what it was. I was like, I'm glad you're covering with a copyright because I don't friggin' know.
Yeah. That was actually I just thought of like a way that you can ace literally every test you've ever taken. There's a question that you don't know, just say, I can't say this because of copyright reasons.
It's copyright, man.
It's copyright. Like, I don't want to get persecuted. Boom.
Persecuted.
Boom.
The lawyer brings parsley to the court
I thought you
case.
were going to say Pringles, and I don't know why, because you said parsley. I was like, oh yeah, they're going to bring Pringles. That's funny. It's like, no.
I mean, they could.
No.
You need snacks. Trials are boring. I mean, unless you're on trial and it's a little stressful.
Oof, yeah.
A little tense.
God, like, I've always wanted to watch or do some kind of involvement with Ace Attorney, because that just looks wild as hell.
I really want to get it. I don't have a
Oh, right,
console
okay, so
for
what I'm
it,
doing
but-
right now is, even though, like, my lips were super pale, it does make me kind of look like a corpse, or, like, something is seriously wrong. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding more pigment to them, but I'm adding pigment that's not pink, so it's more like of a brown, it's like still lively, so it still looks like I'm not The Walking Dead, which is a lie because I'm on college. So I'm on college right now.
Yeah, we're standing on it.
Well, okay, yeah, that is actually true. We are at college, but no, this is actually the other half of my room. No, no.
Your room's amazing.
God, I was telling a joke.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But actually, that reminds me of another thing that I think is really funny. Back when I used to do webcam photos all the time, because I didn't know how to take selfies. That was the reason why I did like webcams for everything, because I did not know how to take selfies. Everybody would think that room was my room. It's like, do you see a bed? Like, where do you think I am sleep? I sleep on the floor in a trash
It's under
pile.
the desk, yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
The squirrels that live in your attic come and sleep with you sometimes.
Oh god.
Or the swamp people, I guess.
Swamp.
The swamp children that you yell at.
But then they would be yelling at me to get out of their swamp. But
They're
it's my
children.
swamp.
They're children. They can't own much. I mean, I don't know if like.
That's what I always think about. Like, can children
Can you own
legally?
property as a
That's,
minor?
that's what I always think about. Like, can children legally own things? Like, I was actually thinking about that the other day.
That's a good question.
It's like, I remember that, like, elementary schools used to do that thing where they, like, try to make kids open up a bank account.
I remember that. I had a savings account.
Yeah, and I have $14 in mine. Woo! Yeah. What was I going to say, though, on that topic about children and property? Oh, right. Actually, no, it was something important. Part of the tutorial. What I just did is I darkened my Cupid's bow. The reason why is that having that more pronounced, like, depression in your upper lip, again, that, like, weird thing of having a darker upper lip, don't know why it is, but it does make your face look more masculine. Having that there does, like, increase the effect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start, like, working up. So I've done chin. I'm going to get to that later. I've done cheeks. So I'm going to do nose, and I'm going to do eyes. Dab these boys. Dabbing the boys. Like, okay, I don't know why I call everything boys, because it would just be like, I use the excuse that, like, it rolls off the tongue better, but, like, girls also does. But it just feels weird. Okay, that could be so much fun, though. Like, what if every time you got in a car, like, okay, let's go girls, or something.
Let's go, girls.
God, I love that so much.
So cool. I don't know, boys is, it's like, I don't know, it's, the is very appealing to say. Boys.
Or could you just invent a new,
Boils?
boil?
That's already a word, I can't do that.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm accenting my nose a little bit more. I actually might use my contour kit for this. Like, this is like, I got this like on Amazon for like $18, which I should also say, like, everything here you could probably get for maybe a little bit north of like $50. I do not use super high-end stuff that like you're just like walking around with like a 3-course meal's worth of like money on your face, because I think that is like, it's cool. It's just not something that I really drive with, like, personally.
Too practical.
Yeah, it's like, well, also because I'm a heathen, if I did that lifestyle, I would make myself and my entire family broke within the course of about 2 weeks. No, that's too much. 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Could do some decent stuff in 3 weeks.
Some amazing looks.
Some hot couture.
I don't know. I think it's like the lighting on this. Like, I can't see
I mean, yeah, you do have like lights coming on.
Yeah, because like
both
the problem is that
sides,
like I have a very, very intense light over here. So like I can't.
Another one right here.
Yeah, I can't like see how much shadow I'm doing. But I've done both sides of my nose. I'm gonna kind of blend this out a little bit.
Just have a really intense nose tonight.
Big nose. I'm a big man and I need a big nose and a big cereal.
What's the big cereal?
I don't know. Those like honeycombs, those are pretty big.
Those were big.
Yeah, like
those still exist?
I think so, but I haven't I never had those, but they look dope as I always wanted to get them. They're
But
good,
I never but they're not good when they're stale.
Okay.
I mean,
is there like a cereal that's good when it's stale? Because like I feel
more tolerable than others.
Yeah, because I feel like Cheerios I could actually do fairly stale.
Yeah.
I could roll with that fairly stale.
Yeah. It's just the texture of like the cornflake kind of thing that didn't jive so well with the staleness. Oreos are a little better, less corny, but
I gotta zoom in.
Zoom in.
I gotta zoom in on myself. Okay, there we go. Yay! Nose.
I'm loving this cornflake cereal discussion we're having. It's very relevant to the tutorial.
I mean, okay, don't test me on that because it's like believe it or not, like part of the stuff that you have to do with like impromptu speeches is that you have to connect things, and I like the connections I see between like corn cereal and what I'm doing right now is like mass-produced items because like if you think about it, there's probably corn in this. It is a very common filler. And it's like also kind of like the attitudes that we have around specific food items and stuff like that, like bare necessities. Like for some people, like cereal is a necessity to get them going, and it's like not even something that I can really afford. The makeup, okay, I'm getting way too much into too much stuff. I need to do the inner corners of my eye. So remember how at the beginning I lightened the inner corners of my eye?
I do remember.
Guess what I'm about to do now?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna darken the inner corners of my eye. I mean, a lot of this makeup is like you erase what you have, and then you do something more, and then you kind of erase it, and then you kind of build it back. It's like back, forth, back, forth. Is that the way I do it? Again, I'm a wasteful heathen because I love capitalism. That's a lie. There was actually, do you remember the communist club, like the circle of kids who were super communist at the high school?
Vaguely, yeah.
I was a member of that for a little bit.
You were one of the communist kids.
Yeah, I was like the communist babe because they were all men.
Oh man. How many people pretended to be into communism because you were into communism?
Okay, no, that I haven't had, but I've had people fake mental illnesses to seem more relatable to me. That was quite unpleasant.
That's not good.
And I never, part of me, okay, I used to be very, very petty, and part of me was like, I want to see how far I can run this into the ground. But then I was like, no, because there's a much better option. Do you know what it is?
What's the better option?
You close the chat window and you get on with your life, which is the attitude that I have adapted recently.
It's a good attitude.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta make someone, but no, you gotta just. I think one of my favorite quotes, and this has been something that has been guiding my life for the past year, is sometimes you just gotta move on and make yourself a quesadilla, because honestly, yeah, that's true.
Quesadillas are good. You heard it here first.
So the reason why I'm darkening the inner corners of my eye is because eyes that are closer together appear more masculine. This is actually a weird biology thing because estrogen makes your eyes farther apart, but let's not get into all that. But having darker corners of your eye, the visualization, makes your eyes seem closer together. And another little photo tip I'm gonna have is also squinting. Because that'll make your eyes seem smaller. So it's for females, you want to have lighter. Yeah, you want to have big eyes, and you want them to be light on the inside. And this is another one of those ones where it's you want to do the opposite. I'm trying to remember. There were some really good examples of something that I was going to do where it's where it's not the opposite. Because a lot of what I've been showing has been male makeup is the opposite of female makeup, which is not true. There's a lot of things that are opposite and different, but not everything. Just gotta get that note.
It's gonna be the most detailed nose.
Well, it's also because it was I can't. The lighting is a little odd for me to see, but you know what? You always make do.
Those circle mirrors, where they have the light around.
Oh
the mirror,
hell yeah!
Those make anyone look good.
I love those things.
So good.
Okay, I don't know why, but for the weirdest reason, my brain just associated those with Russia.
The circle mirrors?
Yeah, there is. Like my brain's like, oh yeah, Russia.
I mean, we were talking about communism.
But they're circle mirrors.
I don't know. Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh no, made that too dark.
Too dark.
That's okay, I just gotta rub that egg.
It's a little bent for an egg.
It's a very odd egg. Oh no, and I made that too dark too. So what I'm doing right now is also, if you do remember, if you've ever done female makeup, that you want to highlight your brow arch. The reason why you want to do that is because it makes your eyebrows like, it basically makes them do that, but like visually. Making your eyebrows darker underneath makes them look thicker and lower down, which is the look that you kind of want when you're doing this. This is really funny because it's like, I actually practiced this one before, and my run through of this was very, very serious. I was stern, I was businesslike, and I'm just like,
cornflakes.
Which okay, you know, honestly, I prefer this one.
I'm sorry, everyone. Capitalism has made cornflakes communist, and that is.
I wonder. Okay, I think if I like ever remade my Twitter hand or my cosplay name, like my cosplay base, I think I'd want it to have something to do with capitalism or something. I don't know. No, I wouldn't. That's a fun thought. Okay.
I didn't really intend for that sentence to be like totally alliterative, but that's how it ended up. I didn't, like, we're on a sea theme. Do you have any other C words you want to talk about?
Do you mean like the ocean?
I meant the letter. Oh. That we can hop onto that.
Hell yeah.
Do you like the ocean?
Nope. I did.
Almost.
I almost said it. Still PG. Okay, now it's like 17 or whatever.
NC-17.
Yeah, NC-17. Is that?
NC-17 is worse than R.
Why?
14?
Why?
Go PG-14?
Okay, but it's just like,
I don't know what that means.
I feel, because like 18, you can do R-rated movies, but like 17?
I don't really know what the 17.
I don't know what
light. I don't know what it stands
now
for.
I'm gonna start doing highlighting. We're actually close to the end. There's not a whole bunch more I'm going to do. This is like an important step. Is like a lot of times when I've seen people do female to male, they feel like doing contouring means that they don't need to do highlighting. Because like, oh, I just gotta look gruff and manly. It's like, yes, that is true, but it's like, the analogy I use is like, imagine wearing a black shirt in a black room as compared to wearing a black shirt in a white room. Like, you're gonna stand out a lot more, and it's gonna make a lot more difference if you like have contrast. Also, in my opinion, it just kind of looks better. I don't know, man. I'm just a dumbass.
You done sport again. It's not the bad sport.
It's not the bad.
You can say that in a PG-13 movie.
Okay, although
so
like, okay.
We'll keep that.
We
won't cut it in post because we're recording this.
We'll get it in post. We'll get it in post. I say on this live stream. No, but what was I gonna say? Actually, I play D&D a lot with some of my friends, and the little game cafe we go to, there's an area where we sometimes go that's public. Normally we have this like area like just for us, but there was like a kid there, and I like say the bench word, but like in actuality, like legitimately every other word when I'm talking casually. And I was like, there's like a 6-year-old right next to me. I cannot do this. And the problem, like, I tried so hard. I only have, like, I'm not a miracle worker, yo. Like, there's certain things that I can and cannot do. And that was one of those. Alrighty. You know what I'm going to start to do now that I have my highlight there? I can see how these ones need to be toned down. I'm going to kind of start dabbing down my nose contours, because it's like another problem that I've seen people do when they try to do makeup like this is that over dramatic, although like I will definitely say with makeup in general, less is more. I mean, especially with like my face, but in general, my attitude to makeup, yeah, it still just is less is more. And I'm going to highlight the upper parts of my eyebrows to make them
look more beefy.
Yes, and also to make my forehead seem like it's like coming in more, because I want to look like a Neanderthal. Because actually, men, Neanderthal. No. I need the sharp boy.
The sharp boy, like the sharp boy over there, or
those were the ghosts in the room, giving me cues.
This is actually a haunted campus.
It's extremely haunted. It's extremely haunted. Although actually on that like topic, like For me, this entire week, the veil has been very, very thin. I've had a lot of extremely cursed encounters that I don't know how to feel about. For example, today when I was driving on the freeway, a car just disappeared. Like, I was driving it and I was like following it and it was in front of me, and then like I passed it, and then I looked back and like I was like way farther back and it was just gone. I was like, okay.
It's October now, all the ghosts are out.
Ooh. Although, okay, like, this is like a local meme that like only a very few people will get. Have you seen the moon recently?
I have.
Dope. Love it. Love that moon.
I was riding home from work on a skateboard like 2 nights ago, and it was like at night.
I can't tell if you're being ironic or not because you work so close.
Yeah, I can skateboard to my work. and it was like foggy, and I was going through like dead trees and stuff, and I was like, this is Halloween, man. It's here.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm making my eyebrows darker. A general tip for male, like I know certain characters, like if you're doing this for cosplay, will have different things. But especially if you're doing this with your own hair and you want to fill in your eyebrows, always go just a little bit darker than the hair that you actually have. Since I'm working with a black wig, it doesn't make much of a difference. My eyebrows are already black, so that's just the way it be. But like if you had a character with like medium brown hair, go like a darker brown hair because it makes them look more intense, more lower down. Just a little general tip. Because like also when I do like female makeup, I will also try to lighten my eyebrows because it makes them look smaller, higher. I don't know why like lighter colors just appear higher to us. Just like, oh, that's white. It's a +1. It's like, no, it's white.
Speaking of the moon, when all the forest fires were going on more.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that because I was jacked up, but continue.
Yeah, it was so smoky at night that the moon was like, it wasn't like a lunar eclipse where it's like a medium orange kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like
it was dark red, like it was like burgundy.
It was so scary.
It looked like the end times. It felt like it.
Yeah, because like actually up here we did have an eclipse, a partial eclipse recently, and because I'm one of those physics friends. At the time, I was taking summer classes on waves and optics, so I actually had just learned about diffraction and diffraction grading. And so everyone was like, whoa, look at this, the sun, or like the sun pattern, look at all that. I was like, ha, I know about that. Yeah.
I know things.
Okay, so I think the only thing that I'm gonna do now is I need that brush. The little brush. Or actually either brush, honestly.
How about these brushes?
Both at the same time, no.
Double brushing.
What I'm essentially gonna do is I'm brushing down my eyebrows, and then I'm gonna brush down my eyelashes. I mean, it's kind of like an easy thing to think about, like having really like big popped eyelashes. Oh, hey, now I can get back to that point I was trying to make like a super long time ago about eyeliner. So the reason why I never do eyeliner for male cosplay or for makeup is because the purpose of eyeliner primarily is to make your eyes look bigger. And your goal primarily for doing like female to male is to make your eyes look smaller. So it's like you can if it's a very effeminate character or there's something else going on, but for the most part, it's just best to leave it. I'm gonna pop this wig on.
You're gonna pop it?
I'm gonna pop it on.
Pop it.
And then I'm gonna see if there's any final fixes I need to make. And I'm also gonna see my glasses because I actually have no idea what I look like with male makeup with glasses because I've never done that before.
Oh,
but
we get to learn.
A fun thing
You're
though.
gonna look like that Persona kid.
Oh, this poor wig.
Kira,
yeah.
I think is his name.
Yeah. Yeah, actually somebody told me that like I should do that. And I was like,
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, I am. Here it comes. Crap, what was I gonna say? Beepus. No. I mean, yes, eventually at some point in the day. At some point in the day, I was gonna say Beepus. But no. So, have you seen, of course you've seen Treasure Planet, right?
Of course.
Yeah. When I'm like in this makeup with my regular hair, I look a lot like the James, like the main character, and it's just kind of unsettling for me. Well, not unsettling, I think it's actually very cool. And it is a huge motivation for me. It's like, ooh, I could do it.
Do it, man.
I don't know, man. I got things going on, man. So all I'm gonna do now is accent these a little bit more. Another thing that I didn't do, because this one's like the sideburns are taken all the way down, if you do have a wig up here, extend these, like get yourself some sideburns, although this is like the not good. These pigments are nice, they're just not very powerful. But yeah, you would want to extend it down a little bit. In general, also like having a really big head isn't super masculine. The reason why is because everything else needs to be big. You need to have a big neck, you have big shoulders, and having a big head makes those things look small. So like, don't always puff out your wig super. I mean, again, it's like dependent on what you want, what you're looking for. So final touches, I'm just gonna bring my eyes in a little bit more. Accent my nose. Although, I mean, my nose is already very big. So I don't need to make it like much bigger, but let's see how far this can go. Okay, I think in general this is where I'm gonna stop. Use man Soph. So the things that I did is I did the cream liners first. I did sharp contours here. I made my chin look bigger. I did under here. Some other tips for like if you're just like trying to present yourself as more male. One, like having a really sharp jaw can get that forward. So like extending your neck, like it kind of looks weird from the side, but from the front, it makes your jawline pop a lot more. Also squinting your eyes more, because again, you want to have smaller eyes. For me, when I do this, I get kind of headaches after a while, but also it makes you look really like judgmental and people won't mess with you, which is very fun. That's actually the power move I do at bus stops. If there's somebody who's trying to like, I can tell they want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to them, I just kind of rock this like, if you like talk to me, you're gonna spontaneously combust in 3 seconds. Hey, here's what I look like with glasses, which I've never actually done before. It's a learning experience.
There you are. Yeah, you're the Persona kid. Look at that.
Okay, hi everybody. This is Sans Undertale. Sans Undertale from the new Persona. But yeah, so a lot of what I did is squinting. Woo! Squinting, bring your eyes down forward, do darker eyes, sharp contours. In general, like my tip is just less is more. I mean, seriously, like, because it's supposed to be kind of a makeup illusion, a lot of times you don't want to look like you're wearing makeup. And I think that it is better to look underdeveloped and not quite there than it is to look overdeveloped. Because it's just like, that's harder to get rid of and stuff like that. I mean, that's more of an aesthetic thing for me. I prefer more like of a natural passing sort of appearance than something that's super dramatic. But again, that's like up to the person. And it's also up to like, if you're doing it for photography, up to the photographer. But like if you're doing daily makeup, I would definitely recommend going softer, more with something that I kind of have right now, like what I demonstrated today. But if you're doing cosplay, it is up to you if you want to go more dramatic, which would just basically be make these things darker. Just be really sure that you're not using too warm or too cool of a term. Like, if you use it too cool, you will look like
dead.
Yeah, you'll look kind of like dirty and dead. If you use too warm, you'll just look like you have a very strange tan. Like, wait, actually, I wonder if you could do that as like a power move. A power move. Like to have that on. But I'm done. I don't have anything else that I really want to say. This was my tutorial, or a demonstration and a discussion into the world of cornflakes and communism.
It's important.
And cursed moons and stuff like that. It is very important, I do agree. Yeah, like as always, if you guys do have questions about my tutorial or anything like that, you can hit me up on Squeakadeeks at Tumblr, or Squeakadeekin on Instagram, or Squeakadeekin Cosplay on Facebook. If you probably just type in Squeak-a, you will probably have some kind of a pathway to something that I do, because that is what I am. I am the Squeak. Am I? Am I the Squeak?
I feel like we're like ending the Squeak and going back into Soph.
Okay.
But I mean, I can't tell. It's hard.
Okay, Soph time. Squeak is over. No, Dark Squeaks rises. Okay, yeah. Actually, turns out this whole time this has been Dark Squeaks. But yeah, this is the end. All right, bye everybody.